what is this Netflix? Oh, there we go. They ask, what is this Netflix program and how does it work? Some people say, oh, well, we've got Netflix. Some people don't understand it at all. So I want to not only explain what Netflix is about, but demonstrate it. And I also want to talk to you about putting Netflix on your TV, because some people don't have smart TVs and they're thinking, oh, well, I would still love to watch Netflix on my TV. So we can talk about that as well. So let us go to the first part, and that is, what is Netflix? So many years ago, we would all go and rent videos at the video store. And you always would be able to rent the video that you wanted, providing that it was in stock. We now fast forward a couple of years later, and you can now rent the videos that you want. But instead of paying a per video fee, you essentially pay a monthly fee, and you can access what we call video on demand. That means you can pick and choose the movie or the series that you want to watch on demand, and it will play. You don't have to worry about the fact that other people are watching it as well, because the way the computers work, they can have multiple viewers of one particular program, even though you are at different points. That part you don't even have to understand. You just have to know that what you want and what you get is up to you, and no one's going to get in your way, except for your Wi-Fi speed and your internet service provider. So here's how it normally works. You go on to either the Netflix app on your cell phone, on your iPad, or on your TV, or on your media box, whichever one you are using, and it connects up to your internet either through a cable or it connects through Wi-Fi. And that means you need access to the internet to access all the movies. Now, once you've connected your device or your TV or your laptop or your iPad, whatever it is, to your internet, you then go into your account, and Netflix normally has several profiles. You have your profile, you have the kids' profile, you choose your own profile. And the reason why you have a profile is because your movie tastes are being analyzed by Netflix so that they can make recommendations based on the movies that you like to watch. And if you are sharing a profile with 5 family members, then they're going to supply a range of options of movies that you might or might not be interested in, but that's because the grandchildren and the children are all watching all different types of movies. So let me log into Netflix and show you what we are dealing with. Let's go like this. Here we go. And let me share my screen with you. You might have to make me a co-host just so that I can share my screen.
Sure, I'm doing it now.
No problem. Almost there.
Showing co-host. It's saying chat pin.
Oh, so what you need to do is you go to participants.
Yeah, I've done that, and
then where it says my name, just where it clicks on more.
I've done that, but it's not say it usually says make co-host, but it says,
I know why, because there are 2 Diana Sochens. So you are a co-host at the moment, and the other Diana Sochen is the host. So she will have to make me a co-host. There we go. Now I'm a co-host. Excellent.
Okay, Hajira, will you try?
No, it's done. Done. Okay, so here's what I want to show you. If I go to the home page, the Netflix home page, it's already signed me in. I want to see if I can show you what it should look like. Let's go to manage profiles. There we go. So this is what happens normally when you sign into Netflix on your TV or your device. You've got all these different profiles over here. I have one, my wife has one, She likes to watch the Bridgertons. I like to watch the Skopskit and Donna. And, you know, we all like different types of movies. So obviously my profile, and you can choose your own little picture there. I've chosen the monkey. And if I go into it, I can obviously then set what I want, the maturity ratings. So if you've got children, you can decide that you don't want them watching certain levels of movie. And that's very important, that you have that ability to adjust what kinds of movies and things that they are exposed to. But what I would normally do is click on my profile, and it will bring me into a page like this. And what you'll see is, and I'm just going to switch the volume on that off, you will see they have a preview of a movie that they think I would want to watch. And notice it's not the whole movie playing. It really is just a slight advert or a trailer, just to kind of get, you know, whet your appetite. And of course, this is my list. My list is whenever I see a movie that looks interesting, I can add it into my list. So I know that I want to watch it. I just haven't had time to watch all of them. But let's go and add one to a list. Let's see one that I haven't seen yet. All right, let's choose The Army of the Dead. I see this looks interesting. So I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I've now added it to my list. You'll see there's a little check mark there to say that it is now added to my list. So if I'm ever looking for movies that I've added to my list, if I click on my list at the top, these are movies that I've actually added to my preferences, and then I can always watch it. Now, some of you are going to say, well, you know, there's just so many movies. What do I watch? Well, what you can do is you can go along to new and popular. These are the new ones that are coming out and the ones that everyone happened to be watching. Some of them are series, some of them are movies. So you'd go along and have a look and say, oh, the Kaminsky Method. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It is an incredibly entertaining series, and many of you will be able to relate to the characters, Michael Douglas, and a whole range of other well-known actors in it. Now, obviously, it's on my list because I can see a check mark here. If it wasn't part of my list, then there would be a plus sign there. And if I want to see something about it, I can have a look over here by looking at this little down arrow. I can see it's 2 seasons long at the moment. Here is episode 1, episode 2. Is there anything else we can notice about it? Season 3 is coming on Friday, which is very exciting because I really enjoyed the first 2 series. So for me, this is very helpful because I can now pick and choose things that I want to watch. Let's say I want to see this trailer. Let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop share and go back to sharing again because I want to share with audio so that at least you can hear what I'm doing. I'm going to go back here.
I wake up every morning, my first thought is, what part of me is not working today?
Yeah, we are passengers on boats slowly sinking.
Your boat is slow? I'm like when the Titanic was pointing up. So how's your love life? You're still seeing, what's her name, Trisket?
Tristan, and no.
Oh, that's too bad. She was kind of cute.
Well, we didn't have much to talk about. You know, she was half my age.
Half your age is still an old woman.
You, Norman?
Do the math. You have a visitor.
Oh, Sandy. Hey, kiddo. Listen, when I'm gone, I want to look after Norman.
Me?
Yeah, you're his best friend, right?
I don't know, am I?
No, but don't argue with her.
You got it.
So
Listen to me.
it is a really, really good series if you haven't seen it. And what's going to happen is your friends are going to say, oh, you know what you must do? You must watch the Kaminsky Method. So you go along to the Kaminsky Method over here. You make a little check. Oh, now let's pretend you can't find it on your screen. You have a little magnifying glass over here. You click over there. You type in Kaminsky and boom, anything that starts with KOM or it's got some part of that word in it will pop up on the screen and you can find it quite easily. So searching for a movie is not a problem. You can just type it in over there. Sometimes, for example, you want to see a TV show, not a movie. Click on TV shows and let's go like this. And you'll see they've got different genres. If I click on genres, you can watch action, comedies, crime, reality, science fiction, romance, European. Let's have a look at the European ones. Here we go. We've got Lupin. We've got, hold on, are these the European shows? This over here, The Innocent, is apparently a very good series. What else is there? These are some of my list ones, but I'm looking for the European ones. Where are the European ones? Here, European movies. You've got the Frankenstein Chronicles. You've got Shetland. Well, what is Shetland about? It says suspenseful mystery drama. So let me click on this little down arrow. Detective Inspector Jimmy Perez and his team face storms, corruption, cold cases, and more as they investigate murders on the remote Shetland Islands. So if you enjoy that sort of thing, it is British. Some people don't like the American drivel. They prefer the British or the European content. This gives you the opportunity to choose what you are looking for. So if I like it, I'm going to add it to my list so I can always watch it at a later stage. Now, one of the wonderful things about Netflix is that if you are watching a series and you push play and you're watching episode 1, and then all of a sudden you stop, you can always push play again, and it'll pick up exactly where you left off. So let's do that quickly. I'm going to go into Lupin. And this is the first episode, episode 2. So while it's playing, I'll just fast forward over here. Notice you can use the red little thing here to fast forward. And it's playing over there. And you know what?
Like a flower bending in.
I pushed the back arrow because I had to quickly go make myself a cup of tea. I come back. I click on Lupin. And it picks up exactly where I left off. Now, that is very important because I don't know about you, but maybe some of you might complain that your memories are not so great. My memory certainly isn't so great. I can't always remember where I left off in the series. And now what it does is it tells me exactly where I left off. So I don't have to go, oh man, but you can always go like this. Go back a little bit. So here's a little shortcut. If you click this little thing, it goes back 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Here you can go fast forward 10 seconds, 10 seconds. And some people, they moan and say, you know, this movie, I really want to watch the series, but I don't have time to watch 30 minutes. I've only got 25 minutes. You know what some people do? They go over here. You'll see all these settings over here. There's a little clock. You can watch it at 1 1/4 times the speed or 1 1/2 times the speed. So I don't know if you'll notice the difference, but let's see what happens. So you can see it's a little bit faster. But then I get through the movie a little bit quicker. So what happens is some people prefer that. It's entirely up to you how you like it. I just keep it at normal because I'm trying to enjoy the movie. Some of you will notice that you've got subtitles. So if you're watching a foreign movie, you can obviously choose if you want the language. So if I go over here, the audio, I want it in the original French, but I want English subtitles. So now let's see what happens.
Vous avez l'air pressé, moi aussi, ça tombe bien. Alors vous voulez combien?
Mon prix à moi, c'est 0. Je veux pas d'argent.
So if you are looking to improve your French, You can watch this movie. Some of the American movies that are in English, you'll still improve your French because it's a different type of French. And of course, you've got the subtitles for those of you that do enjoy reading. You can also switch the subtitles off. You can even watch it in Hindi, because I know that some of you have a taste for Hindi. Perhaps you can watch. Oh, and this is interesting. Some of you might want to watch the movie, but you've got to go and do some gardening. So you put it on your phone, and what you do is you change the audio to audio description in English. And now you take your phone with you, you put it on loud, you're not watching the movie, but you've got someone, listen to this.
Well, it looks like both of us are in a hurry. How much do you want?
It's on the house. I don't want money.
Hassan pulls down the mask and covers the pin with his hand.
I want answers.
So basically, you've got someone who's kind of guiding you and telling you what's going on in the movie while you are listening to the dialogue. And it's actually surprisingly less distracting than you would think. And some people, you know, they prefer that. It's almost like listening to an audiobook, so that you don't have to watch the whole movie. You can kind of get a sense of what they're doing. But those are just some of the little tips and tricks you can use. Now, one of the things I get asked is, but my TV isn't a smart TV. So I can watch it on my computer, but how do I watch it on my TV? So what you can do is you can order yourself either a media player, or there's a wonderful little device at the moment. I'll type it in the chat for you, for those of you that are interested. It's called Xiaomi TV stick. The Xiaomi TV stick. It's a little device like this that you plug into the HDMI part of your TV. Because I'm assuming you've got a flat screen TV. Might be one of the older ones, but it's got HDMI. You plug that little stick in, and then you've got to power it, because it needs a little bit of power. And what happens is you can actually connect that stick to your Wi-Fi at home. And once you've connected it, then when you are watching on your TV, you just change the source from, let's say, DSTV to now this Xiaomi TV stick. And with the remote control that comes with it, you can actually watch all your Netflix on your TV. And if you want more information on it, just give me a shout and I can always explain it to you. I had one or two colleagues of mine who are living in Highlands House. And of course, the issue was that there is Wi-Fi there, but they've got older flat screen TVs, and you know, watching Netflix on a laptop screen can be, you know, you've got to sit in a chair the whole time. They would prefer to watch it in bed while watching the TV. And I suggested that they go the Xiaomi route, and it's been seamless ever since then. They've been able to watch all the Netflix movies on the TV, because obviously you're signing into your own profile, and all the movies that you like to watch are all there, etc., etc. All right, are there any questions that you might have? Sometimes people have questions. I'm curious. Yeah, did you have a question? No?
Doesn't seem like it.
No? Okay. And if you are too shy, yes.
Can I ask a question not about movies? Because
ask anything you like.
I don't watch anything on DSTV except my tennis. Is there any other way I can watch tennis? Because I've got Netflix. So I watch all my movies on Netflix, but I have to pay for DSTV in order to watch my tennis.
That is a very good question. One of the things that comes with these media players is that you can download apps, and sometimes ESPN, ATP, the Association of Tennis Professionals, they often have their own app where they are streaming tennis matches regularly. You might be able to watch it. So Estelle, you're going to type your email address in the chat, and I'm going to find you a bunch of options, and then you can say goodbye to DSTV and you can watch it all on a media player, which might make life a little bit easier for you. I do know that I used to have an app called Mobdro, which allowed me to watch movies 24/7. They had all the sports channels on. The only problem is they've stopped the Mobdro. So I'll see if there is an alternative, but we will work on finding you a solution. Good question. Good question. All right. Anyone else got a question? No? Excellent. Got it over there. Right. So the next thing I want to show you is something slightly different. And some of you have got incredibly creative minds. And inside you is a book waiting to be written. Some of you are thinking, oh, I'd love to take all my old photographs and put them into a book, but I don't want just a photo book. I want to write. I want to tell people who so-and-so is and my journey. And I mean, you could think of a whole bunch of things that you can do with a book, but to go and publish a book is expensive. Well, it used to be. Now it's free. So let's talk about how we can do that. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you how to log into a program called Book Creator. I'm going to go to bookcreator.com. And what you would normally do is you would go and create a free account. So once you've created a free account, I'm gonna pretend that I'm you. We are now busy working with it. Create a free account. This is the tricky bit. Oh, it's signed into mine automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to an incognito window. Let's do that again. Bookcreator.com. And the way you're going to do it is you're going to click on create a free account. And there's a student sign in and a teacher sign in. You're going to go to the teacher sign in. And then you're going to decide, do I want to sign up with my Google account or do I want to sign in with an email address and a password? I just clicked on Google because then it connects with my Google account and then it's all there. So that's how you create an account. The teacher sign in, very important. If you are a student, then what happens is your teacher has to send you a code and then the student signs into the teacher's code and then the teacher can have a library of the student's books. So think about the, maybe the Cape Jewish Seniors would like to create a teacher account and then share the code with all of you as students, and you guys can write do a bit of creative writing, maybe put together a little bit of a book, and then all of a sudden it is in the library for all of those to view. You can also download the PDF and print it, and I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, so let's go back to where we were. I'm going to see if we can get, okay, are you still able to see my Chrome? Can you see a book that says Fun Maths?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I've just signed into my account and I've started creating a little bit of a book. And I want to just show you how easy it is to do it. Let me go to new book. Let's see, create. Well, see, here's a library. I can now create a library called CJSS, and you guys can now start adding books to my library, which is wonderful. But I want to go to my library. I want to go to add a new book, top right-hand corner. What kind of book do I want to add? Do I want blank books or do I want templates? Templates are books that already exist. Maybe there's a magazine. Maybe it's a yearbook for the year 2021. Maybe a fantasy book. Maybe an antique theme. Here's a textbook. So let's choose a cookbook. Maybe CJS wants to bring out a cookbook. So let's click on this one. Here we go. It's called Yum Yum. Well, we're going to change that. So I'm going to edit this. I want to change that to Let's see if that is working. I'm going to check this out. Is it allowing me to delete that? Edit the text. Now that's correct. Fresh Mein Kind. I want to move that.
CJSA.
Is it CJSA? All right.
Yeah.
Why do I keep saying CJS? I forget the association. All right, so I'm going to take that out. Done. And I'm going to take that out. Let me just click on that one there and edit it. Take out yum. Done. Did it not delete it? Let's try it again. Yeah, we're going to edit the text. Done. Did it not delete it? Maybe it's because this other little thing is in the way. So we just have to move it. Let's just move it to the front. And I want to try and drag it. Oh, it's staying in one position. Maybe because I've locked it. That's very unusual, but let me just change that one first to CJSA. Done. And I'm just having, oh, unlock. There we go. Now it's unlocked. Right. So I'm taking that out because I want to unlock that and delete it. Because you see, it was a template, you see, and that means it comes ready-made. So if it is already a template, we want to make sure that we don't have that one. So I'm going to cut that. It's gone. I want to now put this. I'm going to take that out as well. Let's remove that. Unlock it. And we're going to cut it out. There we go. I'm going to move this over there, resize it. Is that working? Yes. Fresh Mein Kind, but the problem is that the font, I can't actually see my own font. So what I need to do is right-click, format it. Oops. Right-click, format. This does take a while to get used to. Let's go to yellow. Does that stand out a bit more? I believe it does. And it's going to be called the CJSA. Well, that bit over there is not standing out so much. I think maybe let's choose a different color. So we're going to go to right-click over here, format. We're going to choose light blue. No. That kind of stands out a little bit. There we go. And of course, I'm going to click over there where it says author name. I do want to edit that. So let's go back there to information, unlock it. I want to change that to the seniors of CJSA. And now we've got the cover of our book. Let's go to the next page. So you can imagine you've got a whole bunch of recipes. You could change the recipes, add your own ones in. You can also add sounds. And so if I go like this, I want to add something to this page. I can add a picture over there. I can import a picture. I can even take my pen and I'm going to choose this pen over here. And I'm now going to write on the page. I'm going to go like this. Yak and toe. I'm just writing random words. And when I'm done, all of a sudden, my page will have the writing in. I can also add in, and I can record a video, a voice message. If I click on record, allow it to use my microphone, start recording. 3, 2, 1. This is a yummy recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. This came from my grandmother, who passed it on to my mother, who would not pass it on to me, so I had to steal it from her. There we go. I've now got the recording. Do you want to use that recording? Yes, I do. And I've now added that recording, and I can obviously drag it and put it over there. And if I want to add some text to it, I'm going to put there that this is the story behind the recipe. Got it. And I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to change the font by right-clicking on it. Format. I want to change the font to that one. I want to resize it to something a little bit smaller. I'm going to stretch that out a bit, and I'm just going to move it over there. And I do want to change the, here we go, format. I want to just change the color to white. Maybe that will stand out more. So now what I've done is I've added to this page. So this is what happens if you're taking a template that is already there. What I want to do now is go back and show you what happens when you start with a blank template. So let's go to new book. I don't want to use the template. I want to go to a blank book, and I want to go to landscape. And of course, now nothing is locked because it's your book. It's open. It's free. I'm going to start off with the plus sign on the top. I click plus. I'm going to import a photo. Let's go to one from my computer. Let's just pick one from pictures. I normally have a whole bunch over here. Let's do something from Cape Town. Oh, that's a nice picture. Let's use that one. It's just uploading it quickly. And we should have it shortly. There we go. Has it loaded up yet? It's a high-res photograph, so it might take a while to load. While it's loading, when it is on, then I'm going to obviously resize it, move it around a little bit, place it on the cover in a way that I want it to look. Maybe it was too big. All right, well, we've got patience. We can wait. While that's going on, I'm also going to add some text. And I'm going to call this the Jewish Seniors of Cape Town. So maybe it's a book on the history of CJSA. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to right click on there. I want to format the text. I want to make it bigger. I want to change the font to something a little bit more appropriate. Oh, that's not bad. Let's choose a different color. Maybe choose that color. That looks quite nice. I see this is taking too long, so I'm going to add another picture, maybe something a little bit smaller. Let's see, size-wise. Let's choose that one over there. So that's uploading the picture, and it's there. Oh, but now what's the problem? The picture is actually over my writing. Not to worry. If I right-click on the picture, we can move it to the back. There we go. I'm just going to make it much bigger. So it overlaps the cover of the book. But at least we've got the Jewish Seniors of Cape Town over there. And then we can maybe stretch that out a little bit so that it actually fits the whole thing. Yeah, I think that could work. How's the cover of our book looking so far? Let's go to the next page. The next one, we can add some text. So this is the, I will call it introduction. And I'm going to make that nice and bold. Done. And I'm going to place that over there. And then I'm going to add another text box. And I'm going to put there, this book is a history of all the seniors in Cape Town. And you can write blah, 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 blah. And when you're done, you can obviously move that over here. Notice how it lines up when I'm moving this block. It does a little yellow line on the left there to say that that is, let's keep it all on one line. And if I do the same thing with this one, then at least I know that everything is aligned, which is wonderful. I can obviously add pictures and sounds. And when the book is done, this is the best part. We can now play the book and have a look. So you can look at the book. You can go from page to page, look at the cover. Well, clearly I need to resize the Jewish Seniors of Cape Town. That's very helpful for me. Let me go back to edit, because obviously when I did it, it overlaps a little bit. So I'm just going to resize that. Right click, go to format, bring it down a little bit. Then I know it fits. And now if I go to play, oh, that is looking much nicer. But can you see how professional it looks? It looks like you've actually got a hardcover book. And when you click on here, the book opens up and you can actually read the book online. So just to show you some examples of books that are already, let's go here to, I'm just looking for a book, Discover. So there are books already. So here, for example, and this is something that you could do with your grandchildren, where your grandchildren can help you put a book together about the family, which is really, really cool. So these are all books that have been written by people. They look like professional books. So here's a teacher who wrote one on differentiated learning. That means when you've got students of different skill abilities, you put them together in one classroom, you need to differentiate the teaching. So if you have a look at this book, here's a little video. The author is showing you the video. She's got a table of contents. And of course, you can link. If you click on the table of contents, if you click on that page, it'll take you straight to that section of the book, which is quite cool. We can go like this. Teaching and learning through universal design. And of course, there's a web page associated with that. If you click on that, it'll take you to the web page. And you could see that this really is a fun book because it's showing you how to interact with stuff. And there are recordings and videos and all those things added to your actual book. And this is a simple book, but you know what? I can access it. It's free. And then I might be Rosie McQuillan, the person who wrote this book. I click on the top right here, where it's got that little share button. And if I go there, I can share this with a classroom. I can share this by putting this into my website, so people can read my book on the website. And you can also, if it's your book, you can download it as a PDF or even print it out. If you download a book as a PDF, so if I go to my books and I go to this one here, here is my book. Oops, let me go back to where it was. If I go to the share button, I can download it as an ebook. I can publish it online. I can get a co-author to collaborate with me. And that is important because now I can have two teachers working on a book together. And I can also get my book done a little bit quicker. So maybe you've got a co-author, maybe you've got your family or grandchildren who are working with you to write the book. And what I find amazing is that this is actually a very creative opportunity for people to put together their thoughts and ideas in a book. And, you know, a lot of people saying, oh, one day I'm going to write my memoirs. And so start today. Go on to bookcreator.com, sign in and start today. What's stopping you? There's nothing to say, well, you know, it looks all very complicated. You just start on the first page. Start putting text down. Remember, whatever you've put in, you can always change, edit, and delete. You can invite a co-editor to read it for you and make little suggestions. And if you start doing 1 page a day, in 30 days, in 1 month, you've got yourself a book. And maybe it's time to start scanning in all those old photos and start telling your family history, because I can tell you that that book will live on and on. And as I said, you can also not only create a PDF, but if you send that PDF to a print shop, they can actually print the book for you. And then you've got a hardcover book. And if you publish it online, it means people around the world can view it, and you can share the link with your family all over the world, and they can view your amazing book that you've created. So do you have any questions? I don't expect you all to be able to be experts on it. I mean, I'm still learning. I mean, I've only been using it for a short while, so I'm still learning. Estelle, you've got a question. Yes.
I just want to show you what I've done for my mom. Can you see it?
I can.
So I've done a whole file because I didn't know about Create a Book.
But now let me ask you this.
I've done
if
it
that
a whole
file goes missing, what are you going to do?
Well, it's all on my computer, but not the photographs.
So what you're going to do is you're going to scan those photos, because you probably don't know this, but you can use an app on your phone that when you take a picture of the photo, it actually scans it for you. And I will email you. Maybe that's something we'll do next week. I'll show you some wonderful apps that you can use on your phone that you can use to either scan or fax to people. I will show you how to take a picture with your phone, and you've got all the text. I see it's all typed up. So you can literally just copy and paste all of that into your Creator book. And then you can share that book, the link, with everyone. And then if anything ever happens, it's always on the cloud. You'll never lose it. And you can print, and they can go and print out copies themselves. They download the PDF and off they go. So are there any other questions? No? Okay, let's see how much time we've got left. We've got a few minutes left. What was the last thing that I was going to show you today? Oh, some of you might know this, some of you might not. And I don't know if I'm allowed to show it to you, but I think that it's important that I do. A lot of you are looking for ideas, workshops, things that you can attend to stimulate your mind. Now, CJSA is providing a very rich program, and it's outstanding, but some of you are looking for more specific things that maybe CJSA isn't offering. And I'm sure that many of you have heard of the University of the Third Age. Have you heard of it? Some of you have. Have you made use of it at all?
Yes.
You have? Excellent. So Sybil, you might have used it because, I mean, there are lots of arts and crafts classes and things, and now because of COVID, everything is on Zoom. Before, they would normally have actual meetups where you would go and do all these things. I will put the link in the chat for those of you that would like to explore. This is the South African chapter of the University of the Third Age. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's see if we can find the link. There we go. Over here. Right. I'm going to go to the University of the Third Age. This is the South African chapter. This is the Cape Town chapter. And obviously the international versions. I look to see what it costs to join the University of the Third Age. And it is a princely sum of 40 rand per annum. And of course, a 10 rand joining fee. So for 40 rand, that is your annual fee. Your 10 rand is your joining fee. So once you've joined, then it's only 40 rand each year. And what happens is they have got courses all the time. They will add you onto their mailing list and send you all the different courses that are on offer. So I'm sure that there's a list of some of the courses that are being offered. I'm just having a look to see if there's anything here. They've even got hiking groups as well, financial planning. They've got senior discounted events. Let's have a look at senior discounted events. So they've got things. There we go. The Baxter is showing Kiss of the Spider Woman from the 5th of June to the 19th of June. And our special offer for seniors is 125 rand. I don't know how much it normally costs. And of course, the Life and Times of Michael Kay, and that is going for 150 rand. But if you go to the Baxter, you will see that it obviously costs a lot more. That's just one example of some of the things they do. Let's have a look at the course letter. Maybe there is, here we go. So these are some of the things. They've got environment topics. So here, Cycad Trust, a Cycad botanical garden at the Voortrekker Monument. SA mass vaccination. So if you want to know about mass vaccination, you can hear Emeritus Professor Norman Fall. He'll be talking about it. Let's have a look at all of these over here. This is the Joburg talks, but remember, a lot of these are all done over Zoom. So you'll be able to benefit from all of these talks over the internet. And they've got just very interesting topics, understanding brain fog and languished feelings. That could be useful. Living healthy to 100. Franco-African literature. So for those of you that are book buffs and you are interested in reading, these are just some of the topics for this particular month. So this is just for May. And of course, they have new topics coming up in June and July. And that is purely there just to offer you additional stimulation. If you are interested in those kinds of talks and you're looking for a little bit more than maybe Jewish themed ones, maybe you're looking for something a little bit more specific, then of course that is available. Now, as far as I know, University of the Third Age has got chapters all over the world. And that would mean that you could probably tap in to the international chapters talks as well. Definitely worth having a look at, because I believe that there are such a wide variety of top speakers. And for 40 Rand a year, I think that's like what? Maybe a bagel at a delicatessen. And then that's just one meal. Here you can have food for thought for the rest of the year. Are there any questions about that at all? What I will do is, Diana, have you got all the links of the things that I've sent so far? Excellent.
Yeah.
And if any of you are interested, I don't know if it'll work for you, but if you look at the bottom of your screen, on the right-hand side of the screen, when you are in chat mode. So if you click on the chat button, when you are in Zoom, then the chat dialog comes up on the right-hand side of your screen. And you'll notice it's got the word file, and then there are 3 dots next to it. If you click on those 3 dots, it should have save chat at the top of that list. And if you click save chat, then it actually saves all the stuff that has been typed in the chat for you, in case you missed, for example, some of the links that were posted in the actual room. So those were the 3 things that I had. I'm just thinking, I do have one more thing. It's definitely more than 10 minutes worth, but if you would like, I'm happy to introduce it to you. But I'm just curious to see if there are any questions that you might have about either the University of the Third Age, or perhaps connecting your TV to Netflix, or Netflix itself, or bookcreator.com. Any particular questions that you might have? And don't be shy. If there's something that you want to know, ask me. I'm happy to explain it. People who don't ask don't get to know the answer. So you must never be shy to ask. It's not a reflection on you, because I am never afraid to ask questions. I'm always learning. That is the best way to learn, when you ask questions. So I'm hopefully going to see the CJSA is going to be creating a book creator account, and they're going to offer members to actually post their books in the actual library. I think that would be amazing to see. Maybe someone wants to write a short little book, children's books, and then these books could be read to the preschoolers at Alona Shell and at Kerem and at Ganaviv. I mean, I think they would love to hear stories, and maybe the stories could be a little bit about your life. Maybe the stories could be something that helps you to vent creatively. There are so many options. And of course, it could be that, you know, your family have been nagging you, please, when can we get your recipes? You always make the best chicken soup. You always make the best, what else do you make? Hommetashen for Pesach. We want that recipe. And don't give us this, it's a sprinkle of this and a sprinkle of that. We want to know how much so we can actually make it properly. And I know what you're all going to do. You're going to give it to them, but you're going to leave out one ingredient. And they always go, you know, we made it like Granny, but it's not the same. And of course, not the same because you left out an ingredient. We know exactly what you like because no one is allowed to make the same thing that you do. But what is quite cool is that not only do you have to put the actual writing in the book, but you can also record a voice message. And then you can say, when I'm making it, just a little bit of advice, take it off the stove, put it back on, take it off the stove, put it back on, and always look for the gold bubbly color. And that kind of extra advice you can't get in a book, but on these books you can. I see I have a question. Yes.
Yeah, Steve, if you have the TV box and you download the DSTV Now app, for instance, do you still have to be registered with DSTV to watch Premier League soccer live, or can you just stream it?
Okay, so this is the thing. If you've got a media box or the Xiaomi Media Stick or one of those little devices, you can download the DSTV app and the Showmax app, but you have to sign in with your DSTV account or someone else's, but I did not say that. So if you happen to know someone who has got DSTV and they are not using the they're not watching it on like live stream, they're just using their normal DSTV decoder and they're paying the full amount and they happen to share their password with you, then there is a chance that you would be able to watch it on your TV. So if, for example, you have a grandchild that is paying for Netflix and you've always wanted Netflix, there is you know, there are 5 profiles, but only 2 grandchildren, and that means there's a spare profile. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you should do it, but if you happen to know the password, then you could probably put that on your media player and watch for free. But I'm not suggesting you should do that. No. But it can happen that someone has accidentally acquired a password and a username, and they are watching it on their TV at home. So that is just, but there are other apps that you can download. For example, a lot of these media boxes are Android based, which means that if you go into the Play Store, you can download like ESPN and those kinds of programs where they are streaming live sport all the time. You can even probably download CNN and BBC and just live stream those all the time. So there are ways around it, and I will start searching for sporting channels for those of you that would like to see sporting channels and would like to add it to your media player, and then you are sorted. You can watch as much sport as you like at no cost to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? No?
I think, Steve, it's been a fantastic hour. Lots of information, and I'm excited to even think about doing a book for CJSA. So
yes.
you've
that's what I like
my
to hear.
thoughts on that. Yeah, so that's really great. This time it seems to be a good time for you. Is it a weekly good time, or
it is? Right now it is. It's working. It's working.
So should I just make it every Monday at 9:30?
We can. You could just send me the link. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you who are interested, it will now be Monday morning at 9:30 with Steve, which is great.
And then next week, I think what I would love to do is show people how to create a website. A lot of people would love to maybe have their own little website. Maybe, for example, they are into knitting and they want to share patterns, or they want to connect with other people. Maybe they want to start their own business and sell products online. Maybe they want to showcase their arts and crafts. Maybe they want to create a gallery of all their grandchildren's artwork, whatever it may be. Maybe CJSA would like to create a program that is now listed online so that people can go to the web page and they can always find out who's coming up, who's speaking, what time, how to subscribe to the newsletter to get the links, etc., etc. So next week, I'm going to show you how to create a free website using Google Sites. And I will also look at, what was the other thing I was going to do? Some of the other apps that we could put on the phone to take photos and scan them in, because they are designed to take photos and scan them in, because they understand that you're taking it at a different angle. So they are actually auto-correcting to make sure that the photos are scanned properly. So I will make sure we do a couple of those apps as well.
Thank you so much. Really a great, great morning. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.
Looking forward to it. Bye-bye, everyone.
Okay. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you so much, Steve.
Oh, yes. This Thursday, Silly's going to be speaking on her new book. So if you haven't seen the interview or haven't heard about it, join us on Thursday for Silly.
Silly Riesenberger, she's fantastic.
Exercises in a minute at 11 o'clock. So get on your gym gear and join us for that as well. Okay, so thanks everybody, except for the social workers. You're all welcome to leave, and we'll see you either just now or at the next program you wish to join.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
I think you can stop recording.
Yeah, thank you.